When the conquest of Constantinople takes place, the backbone of NATO will be broken. But I don't think the conquest of Constantinople is possible without civil war in Turkey. And they just laid the foundations for that civil war with their bogus coup d'etat. That was, I think, 2 months ago or a month and a half ago. A bogus coup d'etat that even a schoolboy could see is already planned in advance to fail. Okay? Even a schoolboy could see that. You think the Russians can't see that? Even a schoolboy could see, you think the Russians can't see that? That it was planned to fail. It was planned so that the Turkish president could be able to wipe out all the opposition that he had. Opposition, for example, to waging war on Syria. Many in the Turkish armed forces were opposed to Turkey waging war on Syria. Okay? Now they have been wiped out. They're no longer there. It's only a matter of time now before Turkey will attack Syria. Once Turkey attacks Syria, Russia is going to respond with full force. Oh yes. And when will Turkey attack Syria? I don't know. Don't ask me, don't send me any emails, I don't know. I don't know. But it looks as though it's going to be soon. It looks as though it's going to be soon. When that attack on Syria takes place by the Turkish armed forces, which I've been anticipating for 2 or 3 years now, and then Russia responds with full force on Turkey, we are laying the foundations for the conquest of Constantinople. The word of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam must come true. Must come true. Once the conquest of Constantinople takes place, then we know what's going to happen after that, the Khuruj of Dajjal. In between the two, in between the Malhama, or the Great War, and the Khuruj of Dajjal, meaning Dajjal, the false Messiah appearing in human form, between these two events is part 3 of the drama. Pax Judaica. Pax Judaica. And in Pax Judaica we know already, if that, the first stage there was that monetary system with the British pound, and in this stage there was that monetary system with the US dollar, that in stage 3 you must have a new monetary system. I mean, it doesn't need much intelligence to know that. What will be the money system in the 3rd stage? We know already it's going to be invisible money, electronic money. I always wanted to know how you could have electronic money after a nuclear war. Until somebody from Saudi Arabia came and told me, Sheikh, don't you have any sense? Have underground cables. The underground cables can survive the nuclear war. So the wireless internet will not be there. But you'll also you still have the internet through the underground cables, okay? So this is how the banking system will be able to survive, but I am getting the impression that they don't need the banking system anymore, they need only the central banks. That the world will be ruled by the central banks. So your little bank here and your little bank there and your little bank there, goodbye. Central banks take over. And they control the central banks of the world. In fact, they own many of the central banks. The Russia's central bank is owned privately. The Federal Reserve is a private bank. Why did they make it a private bank? Why? Because they want to rule the world through the banking system. How do we respond? How do we respond? My answer is, as soon as the Malhama takes place, leave whatever you are doing, make provisions for your wife and children, and join the struggle for restoring the Khilafah state. The Khilafah state is easy to understand. Understand that it is simply a state in which Allah's law is supreme. That's all. So it can't be a member of the United Nations organization. No. Can't be a member of the International Monetary Fund. Most of our people seem to be comfortable as members of the United Nations. Comfortable as members of the International Monetary Fund, etc. Leave them in their comfort. Those who are the servants of Allah, those in whose hearts there is love for Allah, whose hearts beat for the truth, that the truth must prevail, that the truth must be used to govern, that the truth must be used to judge. These people must now wage the struggle to restore the Khilafah state. So long as Gog and Magog control the world in the world order of Gog and Magog, you could not survive as a Khilafah state, and once you are destroyed, you cannot be restored. They're too powerful. The Khilafah state of the Ottoman Empire was, of course, bogus in many respects, but it still had some of the trappings of the Khilafah state. And that was abolished in 1924. From 1924 to now, almost 100 years, no Khilafah state in the world of Islam. But in the hearts of those who still have love for Allah, the Khilafah state is still there. They have not surrendered the Khilafah state. Their excellencies have done it. Their majesties have done it. Government has done it. Bureaucracy has done it. They don't care for the Khilafah state. It's not a part of their agenda. But in the hearts of those who sincerely worship Allah, the Khilafah state will never be surrendered. So we say to them, you could take that and put it in your pipe and smoke it. You cannot destroy it in the hearts of the servants of Allah. No. And on that day when this big war starts, on that day every servant of Allah is going to mobilize himself. The women will mobilize because they'll have to take charge. They'll have to find the ways of maintaining the family while the men go out. And you're going to struggle to restore the Khilafah state. Can it be done in the Arab world? Can it be done in the Arab world? No. Sorrowfully so, no. Why? Because he had the dream. He had the vision. And this is part of the plan, that sometimes we have to sacrifice for the sake of the truth being triumphant. And so the Arabs are going to be destroyed. And so the Khilafah state will have to be restored from the non-Arab world. Where will it be? When will it be restored? I don't know. Even if it cannot be restored until Imam al-Mahdi comes, never mind. Never mind. But let the world see that the servants of Allah in the world of Islam, that the servants of Allah in the Orthodox Christian world, these two families, the Orthodox Christian world and the world of Islam, that we have not surrendered the Khilafah state, not the Orthodox Christian and not the Muslim. And we're going to wage a struggle to restore the Khilafah state. Is this a state that wants to conquer the world? Is this a state that wants to rule the whole world, like Pax Britannica and like Pax Americana? You know, with corruption and destruction and rivers of blood. And you come to teach us, we are the natives, and you are the elite of mankind? And you want to teach us in your Oxford and your Cambridge and your Sorbonne and your Harvard and your Yale and all the rest? No. Our Khilafah state does not want to rule the world. Our Khilafah state does not want to oppress anyone. You are the ones who are the oppressors, not us.